Greetings everyone, and Grade here with another Company Heroes 2 replay. So on the south side, as the blue Wehrmacht player, we have Vartad, spawning as teammate as the yellow Wehrmacht player with Tea2theBag. Okay, interesting name. And as the cyan OKW player of Johangel. So on the north side, as the red Soviets, we have Sanikos. As the magenta Soviet, we have white. Spawn north side as the orange Soviet, we have Rumartinez89. Likely was born in 1989. That's usually what 89 stands for, right? We got a double Schumpeiner opener for cyan. Got a penal opener for orange. All of them has gone for special rifle command, so we do see one sniper there, and we got penals for red as well. So we got scout car for red and a little bit more manpower for a penal squad, and he's going for another penal squad. So no maxims, no AT guns, no mortars, just penals and a sniper. Second combat engineer has been deployed now to get more of a front line as soon as possible. Combat engineers do reasonable damage at long range. MG42 has been deployed on out, so pretty standard opener for blue. Second pioneer into MG42 for yellow. That is actually unusual, but in a unique way. And for the last player, the OKW player, we do have, of course, the two Schumpeiters into a Volksgrenadier. He has gone for the breakthrough doctrine, so Yag Tiger is very likely, especially on team maps, and especially on this map as well. Panzerfuß, the Penals are fighting against the Sturm Pioneers. And these forces do fall back. Scout car has been deployed on out, trying to roam around, trying to eye for some easy targets. The engineers are not upgraded with Flamer, nor does he have enough munitions for at the moment. They should have enough munitions now. Yeah, he's getting research up with now. Sturm Pioneers have managed to push all the way to this VP. And this Flamer Scout Car will displace those Sturm Pioneers, no problem. We got Penals engaged on the long range. So these Sturm Pioneers will be displaced. Just give him enough time. He does need to do a full retreat. Does full retreat before the Flamer pops out. So he should be able to escape back home. No satchel charge on the retreat path. I said he was going to escape all the way back on home, but that may not be a possibility at this point in time. And that Sturm Pioneer does fully go down, does get out reinforced. Next, another Volksgrenadier, unusual option, seeing it can also get out Panzerfußiers, and already went for second Sturm Pioneer. Also got a sniper, eyeing for counter sniping, has 0 kills, but I think it's been spotted right there. It was not camouflaged at the time, and I think it has been spotted by Magenta. Magenta's keeping sniper in the back. Trying to push up forward as well, still retaining cover, maintain camouflage that entire time. And these Pioneers do get forced back. Mortar does get a great hit there on top of that penal squad. I do hear a Flamer. And that sniper's being rushed on down. That sniper will likely go down. Yep, that sniper goes down. I believe the scout car, the light scout car, along with like the 222 and other initial vehicles, do have extra effectiveness versus snipers. Overdrive's being activated. Basically, Florian sprinting forward, trying to go for Panzerfaust. Panzerfaust will come out. Will he get Panzerfaust bug? No, he will not. It will go down. The penal squad will get severely wounded there. And does push the squad forward as well, getting suppressed. The other one has recovered from suppression, but this one does get pinned. The other one's going to be advancing. They're both in the same arc, so it's able to micro it, get some good damage in. This one's going to charge him forward. Does abandon the building in time. Very nice. And does not get wiped there. Does lose a garrison to these penal squads, but he does have a mortar in the region. 2 windows on this side, but a lot of penals going to be charging forward. Penals are, of course, a good mid-range squad. He's went for a sprint, thinks he went for ambush training. He has gone for the storm doctrine. Penals will overwhelm these pioneers, no problem. I think yellow's gone for another sniper for some odd reason. Blue is going for a 2-2, very nice. And we got a pair of flamers now charging on forward. There is no MG42 in protecting this region, and this cutoff point has, well, been cut off. The Axis players have lost quite a bit of forces so far, or a lot of ground, I should say. Sherm Officer has been deployed now. He may force retreat on one of these squads. Sherm Officer does fall back. We do have this 2-2 now advancing.
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
And the 2-2 is going to advance across the river. Grenadier's going to eye to capture that VP. We do got the Flamer Engineers over here. At this point, still cut off, past with a mortar there. Penal squad's eyeing to push towards over here. That MG's not in arc. Needs to rotate his gun around. And does force back the Flamer Engineers. This mine has not been detonated nor perhaps potentially swept, but I don't see any pioneers in the field, so potentially may have been cancelled. Mortar is falling back. MG42 going to rotate around. Best keep in light cover. Oh, I guess that landmine was still there. We do got some assault guards have been deployed on out. Try and avoid that fire. The flare has been fired off here, but I'm not so sure where it's actually coming down at. There it is. There's the flare. 2 N42 AT guns have been deployed now. He has selected a doctrine. It is the urban defense tactics. N42s, of course, effective versus Oka or Wehrmacht tier 3 items such as the Panzer IV, Ostwind, and Stug. They just have enough penetration to be effective and good rate of fire. And that sniper will manage to escape on out of there, but barely. But barely is still plenty. Oh, here the 2-2 and the Pioneers making their advance, making some damage there. And the mortars are now raining on in. We do got some guards here engaging. No, they do have DP upgrades. We've got 2 2-2s coming on now, and that Pioneer squad wouldn't fall back. They have not captured that point. They still may potentially get wiped there, but increasingly unlikely, however. He's trying to rush on forward, trying to capture this cutoff point, though the fuel point is not actually in supply just yet. Guards could rush on forward, get the PTRS fired. Does decrew the mortar, pass recruit the 6-man squad. SMP is with a 4-man squad. Right there, he just lost another member there, so he would have lost at the wrong time. He would have lost the entire squad. He will claim himself a free mortar, very nice. Can always use more mortars. And does force back those Grenadiers. Pounds of Grenadiers are pushing their way forward. These forces are all quite wounded, but does get a button there on that 2-2. The 2-2 does fully go down there, and the guard squad is falling on back. Blue needs to put his MG42 on this region to prevent it from being overran. I like to just keep the MG42 inside this building. It's a good building, good defensive building, though he did give up a mortar which can be used against him. But like, put an MG42 there, lay some wire down, and it can be very hard to deal with it to crack open that area. Sure, they could sneak around and decouple the VP, but that's fine. Just a field point that your teammates really care about. Great damage there on that Grenadier squad. Rifle grenade is firing. And it was a poor rifle grenade. Panzer Grenadiers have received quite a bit of fire there by the Penals. Panzer Grenadiers are not exactly great versus Penals. Penals just have a lot of range firepower, while Panzer Grenadiers are better at mid-range. Penals have a generally better time versus Panzer Grenadiers and vice versa. Thompson equipped assault guards are getting some good damage in. And he's getting some great damage here onto that squad. He maybe get the wipe there? No, he does not get the wipe there. Penal squad does fall back. There's a lot of forces pushing way forward. The 2-2 will not be able to stay around with those PTRSs. The Grenadiers will need to focus on the PTRS squad in order for that 2-2 to have any prolonged engagements. Even then, the semi-automatic rifles still be relatively effective versus the 2-2. Pioneer squad will need to fall back. And now he's getting some PTRS fire. But that tree trunk or log is getting some great damage there. Interrupting the pathing. We do got some suppression there onto those forces thanks to the MG42 at long range. And he will back out of the button. One of those squads is fully pinned. The other squad will likely be pinned relatively soon. This Penal squad, however, will capture that field point. There is a Soviet landmine right there, which could be problematic, but now he will retreat away from it. I was going to say, if he loses both these models and that one retreats back, squad wipe instantly. Sniper in counter-sniping mode. And that sniper does receive some shots there. And he sees the hold fire state, so it'll be easy to realize he's trying to go for some counter-sniping. Grenadiers to receive a hit there, and these forces are trying to charge their way forward. We've got two PRS squads and was a Thompson squad. He does have the sheer panzer quarters sitting on up, and that is a very, very vulnerable state. He's starting to target fire the sheer panzer quarters. Getting some good hits there on the sheer panzer quarters. Once it gets fully built, it will take only half damage, and that MG34 is what, and now the flat cap track getting both of those squads fully pinned. He's immediately upgrading the gun. The Shum Pioneers need to start immediately repairing it up. Shum officer now receiving quite a bit of fire there. Assault Grenadiers making their advance. I think it said 2, but I think it's maybe talking to his teammates, not to everybody. He's probably pinged somewhere. I'm not exactly sure though. Maybe there's 2 saying there's 2 something deployed there. Assault guards trying to push their way forward, but we'll find the flak half track. Both of those squads do fall back. T-3476 is in the region, and incendiary barrage there. And those Strom Pioneers are getting quite wounded there. Nope, they're out of the range now, so it's just barely out the effect. Good damage there coming out by that Kenwerfer. Over here, T-34 does have a snared engine. It can withstand 2 AT gun shots and not go down. Does get a pen there. I believe it can still withstand a shot there. I think its health is high enough for that. But it's out of arc anyways. Grenadiers getting... I think that the Pinos should be able to get the hits because since they're in a general move, the LMG wasn't firing. Yep. Panzer Grenadiers backing away to light cover, but with a heavy cover behind with the Pinos, even though they're severely wounded, especially this guy, the Panzer Grenadiers will probably lose out. Katusha Barrage now raining on in. I think he was trying to eye for the retreat path of units. Grenadiers on the flank is getting some good hits there onto those M42s. We may see a Rifle Grenade. Rifle Grenade does come forward. Does not get the squad wipe there on that squad. 2-2 potentially could get the wipe, however, though he does not either as well. He is going for the cutoff point, very nice, though there's actually nothing on the flanks. Good hit there with the mortar. And now T-34-76 being deployed out by Magenta. T-34-76 deployed up by Red as well the Katusha, so we've got 2 Katusha, 1 AA half-track. There is a reconnaissance overflight, so it's a good idea that they do have at least one to shoot that down, especially for fighting against elephants and Yag Tigers. That's a good idea to have at least one. And over here, we do have a T-34-76 and a Katusha, so we got 3 T-34-76s and 3 Katusha. Katusha raining on in, but largely missing these forces. He almost looks like a creeping barrage. And no, that's about the radius of that at max range. Does force back those Pinos, and we've got the captured mortar getting a shot on in. We do have 2 Panzer Grenadiers deployed on out. We do got another reconnaissance overflight. Getting some great hits there onto that T-34-76. Katusha's now raining on in. And that was a reconnaissance overflight by the Red Soviet. I do love reconnaissance overflights. It's probably my favorite ability in the entire game. Just having vision. Oh, he does lose that entire Pioneer squad with that capture. Even though Pioneers are relatively cheap, it may not have been a good idea. He is deploying out Panzer IV. He's a bit far away in fuel to deploy out an Elephant, so he's probably... His fuel point has not really been captured by the Axis players this entire game. So overall, the game is going quite well for the Soviets. Obsas is now receiving quite a bit of fire there. Over here, we do have this T-34-76 trying to get repaired up by a whole bunch of combat engineers. And we do got, it sounds like an ML-20 deployed out on the field as well. Grenadiers are receiving a bit of fire there. And we got a Panzer IV now deployed on the field. Looks like Red has lost his T-34-76. Maybe it was cancelled, because I think that was still in the build queue. We got a second ML-20 being built right here. And we do also got a Ford HQ here that's almost completely destroyed. Pinos are trying to engage these Panzer IVs. He's going for a satchel charge, but eyeing for it to destroy that pack gun. He does get the satchel charge off, but he does lose that Pino squad, and that engine may be damaged. Nope, doesn't get engine damage here on the Panzer IV. M42s getting some hits there onto that Panzer IV, getting some pens there, some bounces, some pens. The high rate of fire is high enough that the bounces are tolerable. And now here comes the Katusha barrage onto these support weapons. Yellow's redeploying out his Pioneer. We also got some shoe mines here, which could be very important. Constant overflight being deployed now. We do have a 2-2 here. And the also a flak H half track. So this is AA for the Axis players. Katusha barrage now raining on in. And we do have these M42s now advancing. Good hit there onto the shock troop. And great hits there on the shock troop, forcing him back. We got the M42s now. We probably need to do a soft retreat away from that Panzer Grenadier. We do got some booby traps here. Very, very nice. They're not going to be expecting that, because that's doctrinal ability you don't really see all too often. You don't even see that as the non-doctrinal ability for people who can't get it. Demo charge trap does go off, and that Katusha barrage follow-up wipes out that Panzer Grenadier squad. Another demolition trap there, very nice. And that mortar, the captured mortar took out that rest of that squad as well. Double squad wipe thanks to those booby traps largely. We got a button vehicle there by the guard squad. Over on the right side, we do got these forces here, T-34 and T-34. And we do have the Obersassens now falling on back. Almost land on top of that M42. So I saw something built over here. Never mind. Two PTRS Pinos here. We do also have a Scion OKW Panzer IV deployed on out. The Volksgrenadier is now receiving a bit of fire there, and does fall back there now. This was like a sector artillery being deployed out by the Scion OKW player. The Volksgrenadier do fall back, but we got hauled down by the yellow Panzer IV. It doesn't have the Panzer command tank here to buff up its defense even more. And the OKW Panzer IV does get sunk there. Oof. I think he sunk his own tank there. It could have been from the Panzer T-34. One infantry killed, it's hard to tell. But he does lose a Panzer IV to the ice. We may see a Petrarch shot there. Does get an anti-tank grenade off, but of course not enough for a snare. Tried to go for a satchel charge there, but was very unsuccessful. And Katusha barrage is just raining on in, taking out some of these AT guns and mortar, all those support weapons. Second Katusha is being deployed and out. We've got two ML-20s, neither of them vetted yet. They have gotten some kills. Aircraft has been shot down. S-35 has been deployed and out. Does receive a hit there by the PaK-40. And more barrages raining on in. We do have... Blue may need to get out left 18. Yep, he's going for left 18, trying to go for some counter barrages. And the other two do have a lot of good anti-armor options. So it's up to for a regular blue, not cyan blue, to engage those artillery pieces. Of course, you don't have counter barrage anymore.
The enemy is taking our territory.
Yellow's Panzer IV is severely wounded. So is Blue's. Both of them needs repairs. Cyan, of course, lost his Panzer IV. Keep your field. And I was just say, save for the Yag Tiger. Let allow your infantry to hold this area and use the Yag Tiger to help push the center sector. Remember, the Yag Tiger does also have high explosive barrage abilities, which can be very useful. Left 18. Iranian right there. Needs eye for these back ones here. Panzer IV has received quite a bit of fire there. He does have the support of the Pack 40, but it's also severely wounded. Blues T-34 push on forward when he really should not have. And there goes that mortar. Magenta's KV-2 is very far forward. Needs to get off of that ice. Katusha raining on in somewhere. It looks like over in this general area. Another Katusha barrage raining on in over here. Gets a direct hit there on top of that old assassin, but that was actually from the KV-2. And the KV-2 is set up in a very good position there. Able to start sieging these points here. And whenever infantry tries to foolishly try to dare approach it from the ice. Shock troops are here, and there goes that Mechanowarfer.
We have fallen to 200 points.
I mean, that's just pretty much this map. It's designed for arty spam. This map, people should know you should always have an artillery option in case if you get a map that's designed for artillery spam. We may see that Panzer IV civilian wood does get the main gun destroyed here, and there it goes. Yellow's Panzer IV does get the kill there on the T-34 76. We still got a pair of PTRSs here, doing some good damage there onto that yellow Panzer IV. Looks like he's starting to pack on up, trying to avoid the artillery fire. More penal squads streaming on in. If that fear propaganda is forcing the Schumacher to retreat. And the T-34-85 is starting to creep on its way forward. And it looks like the... Oh, that was a bomb run. That must have what happened to the Left 18. Because you got a doctrine, they're fighting against the Soviet combined arms tactics, got a reconnaissance overflight and IL-2. In order to stop the reconnaissance overflights, you have to station your anti-aircraft over here. And hope they kill it quickly enough. Incendiary barrage here, may get the wipe there on the Panther Grenadiers, does get one of the models, does drop a Panzerschreck. Panzer IV does receive a good hit there from the KV-2. And there goes a shock troop entirely. Sector artillery now raining on in, trying to hit these forces. Could potentially decrew these M42s. And great hits there all across that front line. He's trying to get the forward reinforcement point, which somehow is still alive. And here comes the smoke rounds. Panzer IV does not get a kill there on that Katusha. SU-85 trying to advance. Perfect time for a Faust. Is he going to retreat back, or will he get time with the Faust off? He will retreat back before the Faust.
Infantry squad has been killed.
Over here, we do got the guards rifle Receiving some fire there. We do have a machine gun bunker, which it's very far back. We'll be able to secure that fuel, keep that fuel point secure, no problem. The VP game is heavily in favor towards the Soviet players. The Allies, the Axis players don't have a whole lot of fuel. Another constant overflight. And does get shot down there. Orange trying to make its advance. We may see some kills here. Okay, Obersassens are receiving a bit of fire there. Throws out a bundle grenade. Minor splash. Sturm officer is trying to support that Sturm pioneer. Elephant tank destroyer is now making its advance. Receives a bit of fire there. Hauling down. Oh! Direct hit there by the ML-20. And here comes a pair of PTRSs. He needs to get... Yeah, he does unpack. Throws out bundle grenade trying to stop these PTRSs. Gotta make sure he avoids the... Not necessarily the PTRSs, but the satchel charges. And the Elephant actually does get a direct hit there onto those penals. Not sure what artillery shot that was. Must be his own ML-20 still, or teammates' ML-20s. KV-2 is making its advance, very bold. And looks like the Panzer IV severely wounded. This Panzer IV is trying to make its advance. Does have some line of sight cover from the KV-2. Veteran C2 just came on in. And there's a full wipe there onto that Su-85. Guards, rifles, we're getting some good damage there on the Panzer Grenadier. Not big surprise because Panzerschrecks are not very effective versus infantry. And now the T-34-76 does make its way forward. Future Barrage running on somewhere. He has 3 ML-20s. Great hits across that line. And there goes that Panzer Grenadiers. The Axis players are not in a great position. They may just need to go all in with a bunch of Panzer IVs and charge forward to take out everything. Yellow's command tank from Yellow would really help out as well. Yellow needs to get out of command tank. Blue, I want to say more left 18s, but that's not really a possibility because the munitions, the combined Soviet combined arms could make a quick work of anything that comes in. Though he's a bit low on munitions, but they don't know that. And incendiary and fear propaganda can be useful. Panzer IV does haul down there, very nice. It is receiving some PTRS fire. Panzer Warfare Barrage, and depending where that lands, okay, it does not sink it through the ice. Panzer IV trying to avoid the T-34. And does body block there for the Panzer IV. It had to. And does get an armor bounce thanks to the Veteran C2, but we've got Su-85 also supporting on in. Does try to blitz on forward, but does go down. May get one more shot off before crashing. No, he does not. Panzer Warfare does escape. And those are regular Grenadiers, not Panzer Grenadiers of Panzerschrecks. Machine gun emplacement receiving hits there from the Su-85. Another T-34 does go down there. Share Panzer Corsair has plenty of health. The Jag Panzer does not. And he does throw out some smoke there. The gun does miss against the Jagdpanzer. The Jagdpanzer is still one shot away from death. And multiple hits there, and the Flak HQ does take it out. Armor bounce there on the frontal armor of the Jagdpanzer. Jagdpanzer cannot really escape out of there. It does get taken out by the rear armor. And the Sturm Pioneers fully get crushed by the T-34s. Mass T-34-76 is really effective. Mass Panzer IV is really effective. And Scion has another T-34. I do love a T-34 spam, that's for sure. Does get an anti-tank rapid grenade there. The Flak HQ may finish it off. It does finish it off. So it did lose, what, 2, 3 T-34s against that Jagdpanzer? The Jagdpanzer does pay for itself. He does not have a mechanized HQ, so no King Tiger. King Tiger will probably be a bit more useful than Jagdtiger at this point in time. Honestly, though, more Jagdpanzers and Panzer IVs probably the best option. Panthers wouldn't be half bad either, but maybe since he's fighting against a spam, he may need more of a spam himself.
We are suffering heavy losses. 50 points remain.
And those Sturm Pioneers will fall back. Starting to repair up the Panzer IV.
We have a fresh grenadier squad. We have lost a Granatwerfer squad.
Mortar course gets easily decrewed there. Elephant does find a good angle there with the hull down, getting the extra range. And he has not fell back with it just yet.
We are losing territory.
Soviet players have cast, one of the Soviet players have cast in GG, thinking the game's over.
Our brave infantry is dying.
And looks like he may have lost a squad. Yellow. And the Elephant is falling back, trying to avoid the Su-85. Panzer for barrage does largely miss. Throws a good shot there into the Blues Panther as well. And Panther is trying to blitz on out of there. Does get some hits there onto that Elephant Tank Destroyer. Does roll a bounce there. If he had a bit more range, I thought perhaps a ram would be good, but that's rear armor. That's going to be dead. Does get decrewed there. That does go down there, and does lose that penal squad. They did fire a couple Peter shots there, taking that Elephant out. That ram there, of course, does damage the engine of the Panzer IV. And does button the Panzer IV with the engine damage there. It's not going anywhere time soon. Does have access to Panzer Tactician, just not enough munitions for Panzer Tactician to break the button vehicle. Yellow does not really have a whole lot left. Blue does have some forces. And Scion has even less than Yellow. Yep, doesn't look good for the Axis players. Good hits there. And may see a AT satchel there. Does get the AT satchel off. Does lose the entire squad, but that's pretty expendable on the Soviet side. And the AT satchel does finish off that Panzer IV.
The enemy has destroyed a Panzer.
3 ML-20s, 2 of them Veteran C2. And here comes a barrage, almost wiping out that Pioneer. Pioneer does fully go down there, starting to decapture Central VP. And dead. Does decapture the Central VP. Yellow has down the one Grenadier and getting out a sniper from some reason, and the Axis players have surrendered, which is probably a good idea, not let the game go any longer than it needs to. Either way, this is Adam Gracing. Thank you for watching.